Let's go, baby. We are live and direct. I'm only I'm only 15 minutes late.
Yeah, what the hell, dude?
What's up, guys?
I'm sorry, fellows. I'm sorry, my boys.
Oh, good, man. Work comes
Fucking
first.
How we doing?
I'm great.
Doing good, Adam?
Yeah.
Looking good. Looking handsome as ever. Man, look at this
Thanks, man.
guy.
I know you're always good for a compliment.
Always, brother. Always. I'm really stoked to have you on for our second to last show.
Yeah, I feel kind of rug pulled on this. I'm gonna be honest with you guys.
It was a
'Cause
rug pull.
when the invite came through, I was under the impression I was gonna get to be your last. But you know what? I'm pretty stoked to be second to last. That's pretty good.
Second to last
It's
is
the
pretty
last of it's the last of the day.
good. Yeah. Well,
Look on the bright side. The last of the week, even, you could say.
and that's a good way to look at it. In my defense, it's only because of my pure retardation that I thought it was going to be our last show. I totally, like, for me, the year ends at Christmas.
You're already checked out. He's gone.
And I'm
See
like,
you
that's
next
it.
year.
There's Christmas, and then there's, January 2nd, basically. And then everything in between that's just a wash.
I won't be too hard on you. I know you're still learning to count, so we'll go easy on you.
I'm getting there, though. I'm up to 100. So,
I would say that's true for most people, though. You get close to the week before Christmas, and nobody emails, nobody calls. Everything gets pushed to January.
everything.
Everybody's
It's just
checked
the way
out.
it is.
It was like, hey, man, would you mind pushing this to maybe like the first or second week of January? I'm like, of course. Let's do it.
How about the 8th, January 8th?
Yeah.
Let's circle back.
I'll circle back. I love that. I'll circle back with a touch. I'll circle back and I'll touch base with you in the second week of January.
Don't forget the cover sheet on your TPS report. But, the thing is, I mean, it has been a long year. It has been a tough year.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm done, dude. I'm done. I feel baked, totally ground into fine powder. I'm ready for the break.
It's
Yeah.
been a century of a year.
That's
It
a
has
good way to
been.
look at it. Well, I mean, like, we didn't plan on doing a recap show or anything, but like, there has been a shit ton that has happened in 2025. Some
Any
good,
highlights?
some very bad.
What's
Um,
good? Let's
just
come
this
away with
week.
one good thing.
yeah,
Yeah.
just this
Good.
This week. Well, let's start with this week. What's
25?
bad
Oh, this week. Okay.
Just start with this week, and then we'll try to find something that was good all year.
Do you want to go down the? I've got like my black pill hat on with the bad stuff and the current event stuff and the assassinations. That's like where my mind goes to it also. I don't know if that's where you guys are
Yeah.
thinking too, but if not, I want to give you the mic to maybe steer this in a more
No,
shall we
I don't have
say,
anything planned. It's just off the cuff. What do you got for this week, Adam? What's bad this week that just adds to the feeling that we've had for the last 11 and a half months?
Well, I'll start with the good because I think we need to sprinkle some of that in there.
Yeah.
Okay.
As far as this week goes, I had a really great time at my local Bitcoin meetup here in Kansas City, and
Nice.
I think that that's really important. Community is important, and Bitcoin especially, that's super crucial. And one of the things that we do to keep it real is we are constantly exchanging goods and services for Bitcoin. So we're constantly building out our local circular economy and supporting each other with providing goods and services paid for with Bitcoin. And we've got a pretty vibrant little ecosystem, which is pretty
Nice.
awesome. Did a little presentation. I didn't do it, but one of the gentlemen in the group did a presentation on self-custody, and it went really well. So there's my highlight. I'll add some flavor to the negative side. One of the things that I'm pretty bummed about is the Venezuelan blockade stuff.
Mhm.
So
They
that's kind of
stole
my
our oil, dude. We need to get our effing oil back.
yeah. I wasn't here for 1976 or whenever that happened, so
Is
certainly
that when
not.
it was?
I think it was in the 70s. Yeah.
Oh, goodness. I thought he
So
made it up. I didn't
No, it's
think
like
there
50
was.
years ago. And I mean, yeah, I'm not saying that like what they did was right or that there shouldn't have been some kind of retaliation, but like most of those people aren't even alive anymore, you know? Like,
It's a funny excuse to be like, yeah, we haven't forgot 1976.
yeah,
Countries do that. Countries can hold a grudge, but I agree that's completely out of pocket.
well, and a lot of people, probably myself included, were calling the bluff originally when he started. I say he, the Trump administration and the DOW Department of War started dropping bombs on, these boats, these ships coming out of Venezuela, right? So we're essentially sending our artillery halfway across the world to blow these people up, and it just seemed like a little excessive, right? And people were calling it the bluff on that. And now it's very clear that there were obviously other reasons for that to have, started to happen. So now we have basically active war with Venezuela on the other side of the world. And it appears to me that it's just so that we can take their oil.
Yeah,
There's probably deeper reasons to it too, geopolitical reasons, but either way, this wasn't about, fentanyl.
I'm all for
No,
blowing up
no, definitely not.
drug cartel boats on the way to America. Like I could care less, and I don't even care about the legality of it. I just think that if you've got everybody knows you hang pirates, okay? Like that's you got a pirate, they're in the water, they're coming to you, you can get to them, you kill them. That's just kind of what you do. But I think it is weird that they would use artillery that's I don't know, like what, 50 times more expensive than the actual thing that you're blowing up. I mean, it seems a little wasteful, all I'm saying. Maybe send some Coast Guard boats out there and shoot them up.
Yeah, on one hand, they're going after the drug dealers, and then today Trump signed a deal with reclassifying marijuana to be Schedule 3, which is going to benefit the cannabis companies, give them the tax incentives that a regular business would have. So which one is it? There's too much nuance for me. These drug dealers are okay. These drug dealers, we're going to blow them out of the water.
Just
I don't
the
know. Like, how do you make sense
degeneracy,
of it?
the degeneracy that this administration's encouraging. Greer and I were just talking about this on one of our earlier shows. The incentive to gamble, right? No capital gains on gambling profits, whatever. And, like rescheduling of marijuana. It's like, what are we even doing here?
What are we doing here?
Adam, what are we doing here?
Well, I real quick, I want to interject with something that I should have said a moment ago in my good, I don't know, my white pill.
Yeah.
Um, so the state of Missouri actually just eliminated capital gains tax at a state level. I don't know, did you guys see this news
Didn't
yet?
see it.
I,
No.
I saw them talking about it maybe a few months ago. That sort of
Yeah.
rings a bell.
It's now written in. So they fully eliminated state level capital gains taxes, and that's cool. But people were like, well, state capital gains taxes are usually pretty small, and some states already don't have state capital gains tax. But here's the cool thing that Missouri did. They now, well, let me read it verbatim so I don't mess it up. They have allowed you to deduct 100% of all capital gains reported for federal income from your state taxes.
Hmm.
Hmm.
So, yeah, which is pretty cool. So,
Wow.
you not
Yeah.
only get no capital gains tax on a state level, but the capital gains tax that you do pay to the federal government, you can now deduct from your state taxes.
Wow.
Doesn't that incentivize you to sell your Bitcoin?
It does. It does. But you know what? You guys may not know this about me. I am all for selling Bitcoin,
Yeah.
but in a
Use it.
Sure.
very
Sure, sure.
specific way. Like
Right.
never sell your Bitcoin for dollars. Sell
Right.
your Bitcoin to live your life. Like that is what Bitcoin is for. Bitcoin is money, and money is intended to be, bought and sold. It isn't the end to the means. So
Yeah.
yeah, again, I think what this really does is it incentivizes people to transact more freely, which is something that I fully support.
Right.
But
Right. I'm just thinking we don't need them in the transaction anyway. And you're
No,
with your circular economy, you've got peer, good Bitcoin trade, boom. You don't need a third party in that. So
100%. Yeah, and again,
it's sort of arguing on a topic that it's like we don't even need to discuss this.
yeah, it's like that Mitch Hedberg. You know Mitch Hedberg,
oh
Yeah, the
yeah,
comedian.
the one where he's like, the other day I went in and I bought a donut. I gave the guy cash. He gave me the donut, and then he's like,
He
"Hold on,
said, "Do you want a
give me
receipt?"
the receipt." I said, "Nah, man. I give you cash. You give me the donut. We don't need to involve paper and ink in this." It's like,
I can't imagine a situation in which I would need to prove that I bought a donut.
yeah,
There you
don't even
go.
act like I didn't buy that donut. That's like the government with get your Bitcoin and you're just like using it to buy tallow soap. It's like, why do I need to tell you that I bought tallow soap
I
or honey?
literally bought some tallow soap with Bitcoin last night.
Yeah, that's a popular
Nice.
one.
Yeah, yeah. Shout out to, I think it's called Agora Garden. It's really good soap. I actually have been using tallow soap that I paid for with Bitcoin for like a long time.
That just
Uh,
feels good, doesn't it?
it does. I use it. I think it's actually intended to be used for hands, like it's hand soap, but I use it for my hair. I shower with it. I do everything with it.
I'm a
Whatever.
tallow
Great.
maxi as well. I've got like goat milk and tallow
That doesn't surprise me at all.
shampoo.
That doesn't surprise me at all.
Yeah, everything's tallow. I just I just lather myself in fat basically. It's good. It's really
That's good. Smart.
good.
Need more of it.
Nice.
uh,
Saturated fat maxi.
yeah, let's switch gears a little here. I know 2025 was kind of a wild year. We're down 15% for the year. Oh well, who cares? It's going up. 2026, I think, is going to be a big year. I do want to focus a bit more on 2026 and specifically there's been a lot of FUD that's been thrown around out there. I'd love to get Adam's perspective on this. We have two pieces of FUD. One is the whole Luke Roman thing, which is going around his whole thesis. We can unpack that a little bit. And then there's the quantum threat as
Oh,
well. There's the guy.
quantum.
I'm
Come
I'm,
on.
I'm, I'm blanking on his name, but he made quite a stir
Yeah.
the other day. You know who I'm talking about? He's got the beard.
Yes, I saw the post. I think we
Yeah.
should just say regarding quantum, it's not a threat, and it won't be a threat for years. And I think we need something like a million, what are they? Qubits or qubits, whatever they use, that chip. And like Google has enough to like make five. And you need a million. You
Yeah.
need like a huge amount of processing power before you could even think about hacking SHA-256. So I think quantum is like the Zcash. It's the coordinated FUD that they dropped on us to get us to shake out. But sorry, Adam, that was really directed to you. So what do you think about quantum? And what was the first question?
Well, I like
2026.
quantum and Luke Roman.
Luke Roman. Oh yeah, retard maxing.
I can't say it better myself on the quantum stuff. I mean, your thoughts are exactly mine as well. I think it's really stupid to worry about something like that. I mean, just for the simple fact that, first of all, nobody really, I mean, even the people working in quantum don't really quite understand all the implications of quantum. Um, that's my opinion. They're
Yeah.
obviously a lot smarter than I am and know a lot more than I do, but quantum is so far disconnected from reality, real math, real physics. It's something else, right? And so once you start to try to bridge that, I mean, just understand this. Quantum hasn't really ever done anything like in the real world. Like quantum can only has so far really only been measured in quantum measurements, right? So
Right.
even when we're talking about qubits, like as far as being able to crack, algorithms, like it's still so early. And even if quantum computers do somehow start cracking some of these algorithms, we're going to have a lot of runway to figure things out before it gets to SHA-256, which is
Yeah.
one of the most secure forms of hashing algorithms that we have. And
Yeah.
so, we have a long runway to figure this out. I am not even remotely worried about it. And if it does become a problem many, many years from now, we'll already have solutions in place. We can actually plan and build for quantum resistance much faster than we can build for quantum attacks.
Yeah,
So
totally.
Yeah,
There are
I'm
already like 4 Bitcoin improvement protocols on the table that deal with quantum. So Bitcoiners are already on top of it.
yeah,
spot
and
on. Yeah,
it as far as implementing something like that, it literally takes 10 minutes, which is the block time. Like we could flip a
Yeah.
switch and in 10 minutes we're fine.
yeah,
So let's take down our sort of the bald troll, Luke Groman, the lettuce hands, sold all his Bitcoin. Macro analyst that everybody loves, absolute midwit take, in my opinion.
I agree. I mean, I think, look, here's the thing. You've got people on both sides. You've got bears and you've got bulls. That's never changed. And people at any step or phase along the way, whether you believe in the cycle theory or not, some people are going to be right, some people are going to be wrong. Yeah, I think it's absolutely crazy I think it's playing with fire to think that you can time the market in Bitcoin in such a novel technology, a novel asset, a novel market. Like Bitcoin is unlike anything humans have ever seen before, and ever probably will see ever again. And to try to apply, I mean, I'm sure I know Luke Groman's a very smart guy. I mean, he understands
Oh yeah,
markets
very
very
smart.
well. But what he's doing is he's applying his experience and his knowledge that he has from traditional markets, and he's applying it to Bitcoin. And sometimes that works. So, you know what? I hope he ends up on the right side of this for his sake. I'm not. I'll admit, there was a time where I thought I could do the same thing he's doing, and I proved myself wrong
that's
very
right.
quickly.
Me
So
too.
I
You're
think,
more charitable than me. I hope that we moon and he has to buy back at 150, 200, and he has to sell his gold in order to do so. Because I think that's where he's really putting his money, the
I think
precious metals.
it's reasonable to say that the odds of him needing to buy back at a higher price are higher than him being able to buy back at a lower price. Just
Yeah,
law of large numbers, right? Bitcoin goes up, and trying to time when that's going to happen is going to be very
yeah.
difficult, I think.
Well, yeah, like I'm no macro expert. I'm no gold expert. I'm not even a Bitcoin expert. I'm just a guy that pays attention to Bitcoin,
Right.
and I don't. I look at this as psychological. Like anytime the price gets choppy, people get restless. There's always a few kind of big names that get a little restless, and then they start getting away from paying attention to the fundamentals of Bitcoin, and they start, oh, let's apply this lens to it and take a look at comparing it to gold and precious metals, and I think that's where he's kind of gone astray, where he's looking at it and he's comparing it to gold, which has had maybe, I mean, it's been an outlier year. It's been an all-time year for gold. I don't know if I maybe say anomalous, but certainly an
Sure.
outlier.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
you're applying this same, you're looking at it. It's like you're apples to oranges right now, and Bitcoin's really sensitive to the liquidity. It's kind of trading like a tech stock right now, but like that doesn't take away that it's like it's Bitcoin. I mean, there are so many fundamentals you can pay attention to, news in the headlines, this TikTok next block mentality, and yeah, he's just sort of gone astray, I think, and I think it's predominantly psychological.
I think that's a good point.
Mhm.
And it is kind of, I don't know if funny is the right word, but it's interesting to understand, like, we can say right now, like, the gold thesis was right, but that gold thesis hasn't changed for 40 years.
Hmm.
And every other year, that gold thesis was wrong, right? Until this year. Like eventually it caught up, right? Eventually they were proven right.
Yeah,
But the timing is everything. And if you don't have the timing right, then you're just another gold bug for the last 40 years talking about all the things that gold's supposed to do, and then it getting manipulated into oblivion in the paper markets and the
hmm,
derivatives and the suppression and everything like that. And again, it finally caught up with it this year, but 39 of the last 40 years, you were not, you were probably missing the mark as far as how gold should have been behaving and reacting to the markets. I mean,
Hmm.
good for the gold bugs that it's, working out this year, but there's no, we have a very similar scenario in Bitcoin happening right now where the derivatives and the paper Bitcoin, manipulation is higher than it's ever been, and it's going to continue to be that way until more people take self-custody. So I think
Hmm.
that's really the message, is to try to get people to understand how important it is to custody your own Bitcoin.
Yeah, and I think the traditional guys, anybody in the market, they say, look at what this thing did over the last year. Look where we are, the 1 year return. But Bitcoin doesn't care that it's December. It won't care when it's January. It just continues to go up as more people adopt it. It becomes more scarce. So I wonder, like, let's say we don't go anywhere in 2026 and we stay around 85 for another 12 months. I look at that as a good thing. I look at that as an opportunity, and getting out, thinking, what's Bitcoin doing this week or this month or this year, I think draws you into this place where you get like Luke and you give up and then you FOMO into whatever else seems to be doing better. But the fundamentals, I mean, even just look at the participants in Bitcoin. It's totally different than 2 years ago.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
One thing that is really interesting, or something that I'm focused on that not a lot of people are talking about, and I know everybody knows this, or most people know this, but the supply of gold and silver, because silver is also, in the mainstream news quite a bit right now. It's having a breakout year, just like gold, of course. Silver's actually been, over the last few weeks, performing better than gold. But the point is, the supply of these scarce assets isn't absolute. It's elastic, So think about the fact that every dollar that these precious metals go up in value just increases the incentive for people to go get more of them. So, now the incentive for people to go find more silver and find more gold goes up, because now they can invest in more expensive equipment. They can dig deeper into the earth. They can invest in new technologies. Like, there's a lot more silver and a lot more gold on this earth that we just haven't been able to get. But once it hits a certain price, that's gonna provide enough incentive at some point to unlock a lot more supply. And Bitcoin doesn't
Absolutely.
have that problem.
Yeah,
Great
and
point. Beautifully said.
Samsung spent 7 million this week to purchase a mine in Mexico. They're going to buy the whole mine. Forget about the refiner, forget about buying it, whatever. But industry needs silver for its applications, for solar panels, for cars. But you're right. The incentive is just go out and get more silver, or somebody with money finance something and buy the whole industry or sections of the industry. But you're right. You can't do that with Bitcoin. It's totally fixed. So I think, man, it was kind of a shitty year for Bitcoiners because we had so many expectations, but I'm still confident we'll be proven right in the
Yes.
near future.
I mean, the quantitative easing that we're going to see in 2026 is going to be absolutely wild, I think.
Yeah, I have this feeling that they're going to try to hide it as much as possible so it doesn't find its way into the market like usual. But that's just me being cynical.
I think
I could
they
see
need it. They need it to.
they
It's like
do.
an AI arms race as well. So you have that, trying to corner an industry and and win that race. On top of just the fact where we are, needing to service the debt. So yeah, I think that there's really no way out. The quantitative easing is going to be probably like nothing we've ever seen. I tend to
What do
think.
you guys think about Bitcoiners who, and I probably put myself in this category, but it's funny because we want to end the Fed, but we also cheer on Trump appointing somebody who will lower rates to zero. How do you approach that, or how do you square that circle? Because there's conflict between those two point of views. It's like, yes, I want the bad things to happen so that Bitcoin goes up, or maybe it's just that we know it's going to go up once they do what they're already going to do, and we're just watching it happen.
I don't think there's any conflict there if you're an accelerationist. If you just want to see this thing go into the ground as fast as possible and accelerate into a hyper Bitcoinized world, Like you want rates to go to zero, you want money printing to go to infinity. Um, Probably. I mean, like I said, if that's your philosophy, I do obviously have empathy for the people that don't understand Bitcoin yet. But there's a certain point where some people are just never, some people just take longer than others, and some people are never going to figure it out until they have to. In
Mhm.
fact, I would argue that most people that find their way into Bitcoin don't figure it out until they have to. I mean, I had a reason to be here. I think most people have a reason to start listening to Bitcoin, even if it's just to preserve their purchasing power, right? That's a good enough reason for a lot of people. But if you don't have a reason to need Bitcoin, it just looks like another crypto to the world, and it's a bunch of noise because that's all people see it as until you actually realize, what Bitcoin is and why you need it. And you start asking the question, well, why does Bitcoin hold its value? Why does it keep going up against the dollar? Why are all these other cryptos dying and Bitcoin isn't, right? Like where is this all coming from? And then you start realizing, well, all these other crypto projects, they've got, a CEO and a marketing company and early investors and insiders, and they're all just extracting the value out of the token, out of the asset. And that's ultimately what leads to everything else dying against Bitcoin, including the dollar.
In-
The dollar's got those same
yeah.
those same problems.
Including the treasury companies. I mean, last year at the beginning of the year, all of those companies were pulling on all of the big influencers. Every treasury company had a Bitcoin influencer that was helping them with strategy. And most of them are down 80, 90%.
Yeah.
Oops.
Naka's
Oops.
been wow.
That's like 98% or
They're going to be
99%.
delisted, I think.
That's what it looks like. But I mean, it's funny because it's opposite of what we would have thought at the beginning of the year. At the beginning of the year, all the momentum was behind all of these sailor light companies.
Yeah.
Buy, get debt, buy Bitcoin, rinse, repeat, sell shares, and that has totally blown up this year.
Let me ask you guys. I know we're a fan of Jack Mahler's, and Strike and all that, but what do we think of 21 Capital?
I don't know. I heard Simon Dixon say that Jack is maybe in over his head, that
Tell me,
he's now working with people who maybe are strange bedfellows for a Bitcoiner to be partnering with. So I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I use Strike every single week. I think that's a great product. 21 is different though.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I agree with that. I agree with Simon Dixon's position. I like Jack Mahler's. I trust Jack Mahler's. I think that there is still some degree of the value of trust, even in Bitcoin. Obviously, our ethos is counter to that when it comes to the protocol itself, but we still need to be able to trust an exchange to get our Bitcoin. We need to be able to trust people to make decisions. Hopefully you're not trusting them to hold your Bitcoin because you don't have to. But like I said, I do have quite a big degree of trust for Jack Mahler's the person. Um, with the groups of people that he's associating with, I don't. I'm very public about that. I don't trust Tether at all.
Yeah.
Um, that's not
Frankly,
to say that I think they're
well,
doing anything overtly nefarious, but I'm not a fan of Tether. Never have been. I think that is just uh, extending the lifespan of fiat currencies broadly and specifically the US dollar. They're a lifeline by buying their debt, right? So that's how these stable coins are uh, funded, right? The asset side of their balance sheet is basically US Treasuries,
mm,
and at least a very significant portion. In fact, with the Genius Act, it requires all the U.S. stable coins to be fully backed and reserved
Right.
by treasuries.
So
So,
Coinbase has a new product where you can create a stable coin using the Genius Act. It'll be backed by treasuries, but any brand, any approved person could create a stable coin. So I think 2026 will be the year that we see, the all of the popular banks, Bank of America, whatnot, get their own stable coin and try to get you to use that.
It's just such, I mean, we know what this is. I mean, we know what this is. Oh, this is just ridiculous. Well, it's like Mahler's is in bed with Meyer Lansky and doesn't even freaking know it, you know? And
Yeah, do you think he doesn't know it? I mean, how do you not know who you're working
he
with?
seems to me to be like a really idealistic, or maybe that's just, I don't know, the way he's acting, but idealistic, looking on the bright side of everything. We're going to change the world. Sometimes bad people use those people because their enthusiasm is legitimate and they don't have to
What?
act, you know? Um,
Yeah.
but I don't know, with Tether, it's like anything. I take the black pill every now and then when I think, oh man, like where are Tether's tentacles in the entire Bitcoin ecosystem? You know, where what companies are they touching? And you look at the percentage of companies that Tether has been giving money to, and you're like, what is this? I take a little black pill, and then I gotta walk myself back and be like, it's not that's not necessarily Bitcoin, you know.
Everything's getting complicated. Jack Mallers is very clear that he thinks Jamie Dimon was Epstein's banker, and he accuses him publicly of that. But his business partner, Howard Lutnick, was Epstein's neighbor,
Yeah.
next door neighbor. So, like, you're gonna criticize one, but go into business with the other? And that's kind of like going back to the Trump thing that we were talking about a minute ago. Like, is everybody just on every side of this? Like, is everyone playing both sides, criticizing this hand, but the other hand's doing the opposite? And to me, that like really removes a lot of optimism. That's where the black pill comes from. I'm
Yeah,
just
I
saying.
that's kind of where my head is too. I mean, if you just look at this objectively, it's not any secret that Jack Mallers is a very valuable person in the Bitcoin space, right?
Oh
And
yeah.
no matter which side you're on, Jack Mallers would be a very valuable person to control,
Mhm.
right? So I'm not saying he's, captured or anything like that, but in that working thesis and in perspective, if if that was part of the plan or if that was the objective, it would make sense.
Mhm.
Like the math adds up. Like if I was a government or state actor and I didn't like Bitcoin, I mean, one of the first tools on the table is just to capture the people that are making the most impact, right? And I think Jack Mallers definitely fits that category, especially with what he's done with Strike. I mean, he's he's disrupted the IMF, right? And I can imagine that, there's not a whole lot of options of what the IMF feels like they can do to compete against Jack Mallers. They either do nothing, they bribe him and buy him, they kill him, like there's not much else you can do because like Jack Mallers is responsible for a lot of the penetration that Bitcoin has had globally,
Mhm.
right? And he's had direct conflict with the IMF and their constituents. So I'm not saying like this is a IMF move. I'm just saying that it absolutely could be.
Mahler's
Yeah.
big name, comes from a big family, already embedded. Right, his father was the head of the CFTC, I think.
CME.
Oh,
Started the well, maybe
okay.
I was gonna say he started the CME in
You know, you're right.
Chicago, but
You're right. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. But Adam, you're spot on. It's like any way you look at it, he's someone that you would want to steer in your direction, be on your team, and I think that these people that control things, this blobby sort of network of folks, like they're very smart people. I don't think that it's like they're, hey, listen, kid, you're gonna do what we're gonna tell you to do, or else we're gonna break your freaking legs. It's not like that. It's like, oh, hey, man, we love what you're doing. Like
Jared Vision.
we really see the vision here. We share that
Yeah.
vision with you. We want to be a part of this. We want to help you out. We've got this, like let's talk. Let's develop a relationship. And yeah, we don't like the IMF. Like, we got to disrupt that. There's a mark, and then that's how you would get him. And he'd be like, yeah, let's do it. Okay, like these guys are on the same page, but do you really know?
Let's pretend for a
Dude,
second
I don't know.
that, sorry, Greg, go ahead.
No, go ahead. Let's pretend.
I was just going to pretend for a second that I just happen to be the most powerful central banker on planet Earth. I I can tell you right now, Jack Mallers would be on my list. Like that's the
Yeah,
guy I want to buy, right? You know, like I don't care how much I got to spend, right? How many fiat dollars I got to throw, to all whatever companies and uh, partnerships I got to make. Like Jack Mallers my guy. I'm
yeah,
I'm I'm getting him on my team. You know
100%.
what I mean? So,
We're just trying to figure it out here. We're just three
yeah.
plebs trying to figure it out. We
There's a really good book to be written. I'll say that. I think that whether it's nonfiction or fiction, that on the fictional side of things, you could really take a look at the cast of characters involved in this like murky web of, potential conspiracies. You could have a field day with that. And there's a lot. There's a lot to go on.
we're living in that book right now.
I know. That's
We're
actually
just
like a really cool thing. I think about sometimes I try and think what life will be like 10 years from now, 20 years from now, and then I picture what
yes.
that looks like, and then I think back on all the stories that we'll tell, all the war stories and all the moments and the cast of characters. And it helps me to appreciate going through these things because even like the bad black pill stuff, you're like, wow, like this is still very fascinating. It's fun to pick apart, and it's a pretty unique movement to be a part of.
Yeah, or we'll be like Tommy Lee at the end of No Country for Old Men, the sheriff.
I feel like that more and
And
more every day.
and he's just sitting there like wondering what went wrong with the world.
Signs and Wonders. Yeah, I love
All
that
right.
movie. That's one of my favorite movies of all time.
Yeah, maybe we should cheer ourselves up and stack some sats.
Are you gonna use Strike?
I am. I am.
I
I
never.
like the app, dude. I like the app.
I know.
I guess I got my own problems too. I'm accusing Jack and Trump of equivocating, and here I am doing the same thing.
I'm just gonna deposit $50 into my JP Morgan account. Actually,
Uh,
no,
Nice.
just
Pick up pick up some stable coins while you're at it.
yeah, you guys do that. I'm gonna do the roll into my uh, op open up my
Boom.
Vanguard
There it
fund,
goes. 21
index fund.
bucks. All right, that got me let's see, 24,000 sats. 84,967 is the dollar price.
But
I mean, there's really nothing to do except stack sats.
I got
I mean,
24,468 for
twenty-four
my
nice.
four
21
one eight
bucks.
for me on River.
There you go. That's good.
We got to look at
72,000
the
stats off the market.
yeah, we're moving markets right now. Let's see what the price. Let's see.
Oh, it just went down.
Oh, no. Spike.
That's that's the way it goes.
Uh, well,
Dude, so
yeah, go ahead.
Phil, I don't know if you heard this or saw the message I sent you, but we got a voice DM.
I did not see that. No, we got a voice DM.
Yeah, we did. This one comes from our buddy Mark Hodel.
Mark Hodel.
This is the guy that was asking if he should put the cold card in his ass to keep it
Oh,
safe.
Mark.
Yeah, and apparently, I'm gonna play this. Hopefully, if it doesn't play while I do it, it'll work in post. But he got wind that Adam was coming on the show. I guess because we talked about it for the last couple weeks. So he's got a special message for you.
Hello, this is Mark again. I've called a couple times now, and on the last episode, you said Adam would be joining, so I just wanted to leave a special message for him and let him know that his mom accepts Bitcoin. I paid her last night. I paid her in Bitcoin. She got the old orange pill, if you know what I'm saying. I bought a nice set of essential oils from her, which I'm currently rubbing on my chest and my earlobes. And I think it's great to have another Bitcoiner in the mix. So, Adam, your mom says hi.
I thought
Zing.
that was I thought there for a second it was going to go a different way, but it
Me
sounds like it was
too.
just
Yeah,
it was just the essential oils that he bought from her. So
I
that's
was
cool.
going down one road and then swerved
that
over.
was that was close.
That was
Um,
masterful. Mark Hoddle, do you have any words for him, Adam? Or fists? Or
well,
sexual ills?
I'm glad he. It sounds like he probably figured out that his cold card storage method is probably not the best idea. I mean, just 12 words in your head, man. It's a lot less Vaseline. Um,
Yeah, when you
That's a
put the
good
cold
point.
card up the butt, that's actually not cold storage, that's warm storage.
That
So
is very hot
that's
storage. You don't want hot wallets just for your spending.
yeah. Also, jokes on you because my mom actually is a Bitcoiner. So
let's go.
yeah.
All right.
Let me ask you
Well,
what. So tell me
there
about
you
the
go, Mark.
orange pill story for your mom. How'd that happen?
Oh boy. Just I think she finally got tired of me telling her to
Yeah,
just buy Bitcoin.
Nice.
She's in real estate. And so she understands, hard assets to a large degree. And every time she would want to like invest in real estate, I'd be like, "Mom, just buy some Bitcoin." And
yeah,
so I would buy Bitcoin. And it got to a point where like I'll be honest, like not a single person on earth, literally no human on earth except for me, like has any clue how much Bitcoin I have, right? So I don't tell people how much Bitcoin I have. But my family has like always tried to like speculate, like how much
Oh, really?
Bitcoin does Adam have? And it got to the point where like, well, whatever this number is we think it might be around, apparently it's working, right?
Hmm.
Because the Bitcoin, price just keeps going up and up and up. And it's like I tell them to buy Bitcoin when it's like high, and they're like, "Oh yeah, it's a great idea, but I'm gonna wait for it to go lower." And then it goes lower, and it's like the meme. It's like, "Oh, I'm not buying that."
yeah,
It's like this is the time to buy. It's like, no, I think Bitcoin's. I'm gonna do this other thing.
yeah.
And so it took a few cycles of that to where it was finally like, okay, Bitcoin's not going away. It's going to keep going up. So, my mom is now, a Bitcoiner. She's stacking.
That's
She's
awesome.
regularly stacking sats. My
Nice,
dad,
man.
the same way. Um, yeah,
That's
my
great.
my brother. Yeah. So again,
Family of Bitcoiners. I
I
love it.
think that well, and this is all fairly recent too, right? So, I mean, except for my brother. My brother actually bought Bitcoin when I bought Bitcoin in 2017, and I'm of course now his best friend, right?
Yeah.
Best investment he ever made.
What's so funny is I find that people are so willing to ask you how much Bitcoin you have, and like they're very comfortable just being like, "So how many do you have?" And you're like,
Yes.
"I can't tell you that." But like, no one would ever go up to you and be like, "How much are you worth?
Oh,
What do you?
yeah.
How much
How
money do
much
you
how
have?"
much did this house cost?
You know, like you just don't do that. But when it's
Totally.
Bitcoin, for some reason, it's like acceptable.
Yeah, well, I think the reason is because they don't expect anyone to have any measurable amount in this. Like it's like a sports bet to them. It's like, well, how
Hmm.
much money you got on the line for the Kansas City Chiefs tonight?
Yeah,
Like that's a socially acceptable question to ask. It's like, yeah, I got a couple $100 on it, whatever. But like when your like net worth and your life savings is in it, like they don't realize that they're asking you what your net worth is.
yeah,
You
you're
know, like
right. That's a good point.
People
Or
love to
maybe they're already
compare
thinking
also,
in
though.
Bitcoin terms, you know? They just want to know the number. They don't care about the US dollar. They're like, how many Bitcoin? Because that's what really matters.
Yeah. People do love to compare. They want to put you in a box, figure out where you are, and then measure themselves against you.
Yeah.
And that's a lot of where it comes from too, And if they knew the number, I don't know, maybe they would think differently about Bitcoin.
I try and live just very cheaply. Like a, you know, to the point where I should probably get a new truck because it's raining a lot right now, and I was driving and I started to get a leak through my roof.
Oh yeah, I've been there.
I was like, oh man, okay, it might be that
Duct
time.
tape,
But
duct tape.
Hawaii is a very I don't know. you could have a lot of money, and that person that has a lot of money could like hang out with someone that has no money and it'd be okay. But still, there's this sort of keeping up with the Joneses, probably like it is with anywhere, because there's a lot of people here that have a lot of money, and they tend to show it too, you know,
Mm.
driving the Porsche around or whatever it is. I don't know. I feel like, not that I even have that kind of money at all, but like I feel better living below my means for whatever reason. Like it feels
Well,
like authentic to be like,
because you understand.
yeah, I guess I
You
understand.
understand the money,
Yeah.
right? You understand the opportunity cost.
Yep.
That's really what it is because in your mind, you understand what you're giving up if you buy those other things. You understand the future value of that Bitcoin, right?
Like why would you spend your money on the Porsche, you know?
Yeah. Like you could stack sats
Totally.
for that, you know?
Like, that's how I think of it. Yeah, and it's
Yeah,
like even if the truck needs repairs and it's kind of leaking through the ceiling, I'm like, well, it doesn't rain that much anyway. I don't drive too much anyway, so
I'm
and
the
then what
same
would be the
way.
point of getting it still works, so I don't know. I want to just get as much mileage as I can out of it and fix the little things that I can fix before absolutely
100%.
needing to upgrade to something new.
I think a lot of people think the flex is driving the brand new Porsche and having the nice big house and, having a huge mortgage and car payment and,
All day.
working these really nice, well-paying jobs, all day long, all week long, and being, basically trapped, right? That's
Death
the life
slaves.
people, yeah, they're slaves. I think the flex is like saving into the future, investing into your children's and your grandchildren's future, living below your means, um, staying, maybe having, one of the parents stay home and not have to work,
Yep.
spend more time with your family. Um,
That's wealth right there.
yeah, that's wealth. Like that's what really matters to me. And I think that, you know, I think a lot of Bitcoiners can see the value in that. Just because like I said, back to the point that you were describing, you understand what you're giving up when you're not doing that.
Hmm.
Hmm.
And oh, another big thing is like being able to just kind of say or do whatever you want, like without having to worry like my life is ruined if I lose my job. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Right.
Like that's the big thing for me. It's like if something happened with my job, like okay, like we'll figure something out. But for these people where they're living paycheck to paycheck, they've got the $1 million house, they've got the brand new fancy luxury sports car. If they miss a paycheck, they're ruined.
Ruined.
Many of
Say
these
the
people,
wrong thing and you're gone, and then you're completely ruined because you
yeah,
said something that was controversial. And you get canceled for it.
yeah, or you don't,
Yeah.
participate in some medical experiment.
I
Yeah,
didn't do that.
it's crazy, dude. Absolutely crazy.
Totally.
I don't want to even go down that path right now. But yeah, I mean that is true freedom. That is true freedom. And thank God for Bitcoin. Thank God that we have this. I mean, it's such a
Yeah.
blessing. It like
I think
honestly,
even if the price didn't go up, let's say we have another year grinding it out. Not only is it a great chance to keep stacking, it gives you more time to build, your nest egg, but it also doesn't lose any of the fundamentals. You can still spend, you can still save, you can still do everything that Bitcoin offers
yeah.
even if the price doesn't go up. It's still going to be better money than the dollar, than gold, than anything else. And
Hmm.
I mean, I just think that as we head into the next year, we should be, ready for the unexpected. This year was completely unexpected. Nothing tells me that that'll stop. I think the craziness is only going to continue. And I also think many people have said, time is flying faster than ever. And I think it's all the current events just continuing to stack on each other over and over and over. And we're kind of whiplash between every major event happening. Um, the next year is going to go by in a blink and we'll be at 2027 and, you know, getting closer to that 10-year mark
Back
where
half of the
I think
decade
we're going to
here.
be free.
Love it. I
Yeah,
think that's probably a good place to call it. What do you think, boys?
I
sure.
think so. Yeah.
All right, smash that like button, hit the subscribe button, comment below. Yo,
Smash the stack button.
smash. Most importantly, Adam, my man, smash the stack button. That's what the
Yeah.
show's all about. Do you know what though? I was gonna say leave us a voice memo, but I think we've got issues with the X voice memo feature. Greer, did we get to the bottom of that? I think we
Yeah, it's
talked
still
about it.
working. Yeah, it's working. Yeah,
Huh.
send us in the voice DMs. Yeah, Mark was able to send one in earlier this week.
Oh, interesting. All right. I
So
thought you
yeah,
said Ladarius wasn't able to.
he called me. I got a call from Ladarius and it immediately hung up. It was like one ring.
Oh, Ladarius. Well, okay. Send your voice memos in, Ladarius. If you're watching, just try it again. And then if you call, just keep calling until one of us picks up. We'll answer. We'll
There
talk to
you
you.
go.
Thanks for having me on, guys.
Adam, always a pleasure, brother. Thank you so
Good
much
to
for
see
being
you.
here, and we'll see you. We'll see you on the Twitterverse.
We'll see you over there. See you guys.
See you guys.